come to laugh at the grave tender? If you're trying to ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes. You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandra. Look, I didn't ask for this job. I got stuck with it thanks to my father. My father was a priest of Archay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased. I'd like to make the journey to the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun, and give my ceremonial dagger to Anders, the caretaker. I believe once it's interred with my father's remains, I'll be at peace with his memory. I hadn't asked you because I was afraid you'd say no. I appreciate your help. Here, I'm entrusting you with the dagger. Bring it to Anders and he'll take care of the rest. A priest of Archay is entrusted with a ceremonial dagger once they've completed their training. It's usually given by the head priest who sanctified the ritual. In my case, the head priest happened to be my father. The thing is, I never wanted to follow in his footsteps. In some ways, I still don't. I had to, for honor's sake, but I had waited too long. My father died before he could see my training to completion. When I finally became a priest, they gave me the new High Priest's dagger, but I already owned my father's. So you see, I have to return it. It breaks tradition, and I need to tell him that I finally did what he wanted. Be cautious. The pilgrimage to the shrine is not an easy one.
Sugar and sands, friend. Can I interest you in a bouquet of flowers for your special someone?
Oh boy, here we go again.
I was wondering if you knew...
I don't know. You could plant them, sniff them, make a wreath. What you do with them is your business. But buy them you must.
Now either make a donation or get out.
I am in no hurry. Business is good. Many people know that without flowers, they will die miserable and lonely. If my words are fast, it is because that is the way. I was taught by my mother that a trader must manage their store as if their fur was on fire. I must sell for tomorrow's profits as much as today's. You never know when the lean times will come. Love is like the seasons. There are winters and springs. When people don't buy flowers, things go bad and everyone hates each other. This is winter. I tell them, spring never comes because they are not buying flowers, but they are poor, so they try talking to their spouse instead. This is why Helga's bed is never cold and the wives are being cheated on. Helga does not bother with the talking. She just buys flowers and puts them under her frock. You must buy flowers then. This is what I tell Sadrin all the time. He says he's bought hundreds of flowers. I tell him he needs to buy thousands. You are not as ugly as Sadrin, so maybe a couple hundred will do. Helga is my best customer, although it is not because she buys the flowers. The men of Riften buy the flowers so their wives do not notice they are coming home wearing Daedric boots. Some, like Bercy, do not even associate with Helga, but they are so pathetic that flowers are the only thing keeping their marriage together. The bachelors come here too, because they know without flowers, their amulets of Mara might as well be a garland of anchovies. Yes, they were not wealthy, but they had a prosperous marriage, as they were never short on flowers. You could learn something from them. Father was a gardener, but every night he would steal a red flower for my mother. Naturally, they could not keep their claws off each other. But to answer your question, we learned to save our coin when it was plentiful. Just as the squirrel gathers nuts to prepare for the winter. Perhaps it is smart for me to save, but for you, the gold falls like the snow in the evening star. If you do not spend it, it will bury you. Come, buy some flowers and save yourself from certain death. The flower is a natural aphrodisiac, more potent than wine, cheaper than diamonds. Liquor will make you shed your inhibitions. The flower will make you lose all control of them. It is a fine lure, but like the flower, all things wilt over time. The novelty of your body is the same, but unlike the flower, you cannot buy a new body, not unless you pay a face sculptor. Flowers are much cheaper. Yes, but remember why you are here. Customers should talk less and buy more. Many types. Blue ones, purple ones, white ones. Every color and smell you could ask for. But why would you ask for something specific? That is not romantic. Why not buy them all and give your love a special surprise? I don't know. There are too many purple ones to keep track of. Yes, some will kill you if you eat them. But so do swords, and the blacksmith is still allowed to sell them. No, I am in business for myself. I am not here to make love. I am the love of my life. Go find me a Mira, and I will kiss it. But you love many things, and those things require flowers to keep them happy, or they will find someone else. Someone with flowers. I told you, I am already married to you, Shari. The only bottom I lick is my own. Show me my back so I can pat myself on it. Why? There is nothing to know. Talking to me will not make you happy. Buying from me will. And I just want to sell. But we can come to a compromise. I am talking to you, and when I am done, you will buy from me. I do not have time to do anything else. I must work to earn gold, or I will not last a day. I scratch and I claw. I am not a burly adventurer like you. I am not a whore like Helga. I cannot flex my muscles or open my legs and be guaranteed a warm bed. I am like the one who pushes the millstone. I am a grinder. I grind for coins, and every day is a grind. Some refuse to talk to me, but the Riften is a city with lizards, beggars, elves, and thieves. I work with the temple. I am the least of their concerns. One time, I bumped into the one they call Woolwolf Snowshad. He started screaming, and chunks of his dinner started to rain on my face. I was not wearing a hat, so this rain was very uncomfortable. I could have covered my face with my hands, but they were busy elsewhere. I did not have to sell as many flowers that day. It matters not. I am my own soulmate. The only fur I pet is my own. If I see my face in your eyes, I will lick them. Yes, but remember why you are here. Customers should talk less and buy more. What? Why? Who told you I need help? I have sold bells to Nernroot. I do not need advice from one who tramples flowers instead of picking them. Only because you do too much talking and not enough buying. But that can be fixed. If you do not have the coin to buy, then perhaps this Khajiit can give you a job. Go to Whiterun and pick the flower planted by a princess. It's called Zoraskotin. Bring it to me and I will not be a spore.
Yes? This temple is dedicated to Mara, and the light of love she shines on us all. I'm only a humble acolyte, though. If you wish to avail yourself of Mara's blessing, you should speak with Denyo Balu or Maramal.
Yeah? Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Oh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Oh, you must be new to Riften. Well, if you're looking for marital guidance, I suggest you speak to Maramal or Dinya. I can't seem to get a single soul into Mara's embrace. I think I'm cursed. As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together. Ugh, you sound like Maramal. And suddenly I'm beginning to feel nauseous. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway, too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name too. Green eyes, Jade. It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Well, take Aaron, for instance. A dashing man saves the life of a beautiful warrior, in a story fit for the tales. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love. Sadly, no. Aaron sleeps like a guest in his own home. He thinks letting Mjol have his room will help earn her love. The poor, misguided fool. Tell that to Sodrin. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for Sodrin, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Well, there's Sviti. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibi. Even I saw that one coming. Although not the murder part. Then there's Svana, who suffers from the same disease that Sviti did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibby's lovers go to Brielle for once? I know. Sodrin blames me too, for ruining his chances with Helga. Although I'm not sure his intentions are completely honorable. I don't think a person in love would keep commenting on the generousness of Mara's bosom. Although, to be frank, it is quite large. Unseemly so. Okay. That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggests that I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was, and what I've done. Do you want the short answer, or the long one? It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children. So when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? All it was another rejection. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. Some taught me how locks were made, and some showed me how locks are broken. Both helped me pick them. And after a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friends. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell, just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Marimal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit, right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me, and I knew then I'd found a home. Mara is the handmaiden of Kine. Bet you didn't know that.
Blessings of Mara upon you. Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the sick, the poor, and the lost. We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard and short, so there's little room for long courtship. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara about the neck, showing they are available. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Of course. I'd be more than happy to add a donation to our charity box. Right now, the best you could provide is coin. We need all the help we can get. Thank you. I can promise you that this will be put to good use. Mara's domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace: love, compassion, and understanding. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her light a beacon in the storm. May you return to her benevolence in safety.
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence. We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods. Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land? The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat, and the young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf. Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
The caravan kajit think the guard right. But they simply haven't picked. Flowers for sale, guaranteed to make your loved ones swoon.
Good to see you. I'm not certain what business it is of yours, but I'm Jarl Maven's steward. I run the prisons in Riften, keep the riffraff from robbing the good folk of the city, and have the drunks tossed into the lake. Defense? No one would dare attack Riften. I'm not sure you realize just how well connected Jarl Maven is with the Empire. With a single snap of her fingers, we could have a legion here in a fortnight. Indeed, you don't get to the position my mother's achieved by blind luck. Her business sense and diplomatic skills are legendary. The Black Briars have been instrumental in keeping Riften on the map. Before the meadery was opened almost 50 years ago, this town was nothing. A simple waypoint for those journeying on to Morrowind. But now, thanks to my mother's generosity, this city is making its mark. Splendid. There's a house available right now. Wonderful. Here's the key to your new home. I'll be glad to help you. There are many ways to improve your home, provided you have the coin. And of course, don't forget to consult your home decorating guide for descriptions of the decorations you can buy. Now, what would you like to purchase? Very well, I'll make the arrangement. Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? Very well, Is there anything else you'd like to purchase? As you wish. Speak to me again if you decide to purchase some decorations for your home. The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details. It's been good talking to you.
Don't buy flowers from Yushari. All she's really selling is a basket full of pollen.
My title is just a formality. I've always been in charge around here.
You've been a good friend to me. That means something. As long as she continues to keep me at her side, she can count on my blade to protect her. To be honest, I doubt someone would be stupid enough to make an attempt on Maven. Sorry, Jarl Maven's life. But just in case, I'll be ready for him. Hey, if the Empire and the Stormcloaks want to kill each other over some foolish cause, I say let them. All I care about is two things: watching Maven's back and counting the gold she pays me to do it. Be seeing you around.
Did we have an appointment? No. It was a delivery? I can't remember. Excuse my disorganization, but I'm in the middle of some delicate experiments. Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing! Well, allow me to explain. My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy. You don't have to, because it's utter nonsense. It's never going to work. No. What I need to do is reverse that. Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent, and then apply it with the proper incantation. What was I thinking? It would never work that first way. Why didn't you tell me? Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Just as calipers hold materials in place, a soul siphon can hold magic fields in place. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right? Of course! 9 is the most basic of magical principles. Oh, how stupid of me. That completely takes care of all your basic problems: magicka burn, dimensional collapse, and thermic drift. You've done it! Now if I can only remember what we were originally talking about. Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar. No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments. As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you. Excellent. I can't wait. Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help. Let's see. Last time I used the Dwemer's spoon was at my dear friend Bodhi's house in Iverstead. Fellstar Farm, I believe it's called. The orichalcum ingot should still be at Winterhold at the Frozen Hearth Inn. I don't know why I didn't just take it with me. And last is the soul gem. I left that one in Windhelm at the White Phial Alchemy Shop. It was a good trade, too. Oh well. Take a look. I have to remember. Ward first, then summon.
Greetings, my Thane.
Releasing a captured dragon. I don't think I'll ever understand that one.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude. What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee. Now that the Empire's arrived in Riften, we finally established a launching point into Morrowind. Just in case.
Good to see you.
Riften's under my protection. You watch yourself now.